Caleb,
Yes, sir.
I recently watched all of Power Rangers. Finished all of Power Rangers. It wasn't a recent watch.
Recent in the grand scheme of things.
Recent in my life. Still what I can call a 26th of my life at this point. Solely dedicated.
I don't know which would be worse if you had kept watching it from the point when you were a child and you started.
There's a long gap of stuff I hadn't seen before that, though.
Or the fact that you binged it and you devoted part of
11 months.
Part of a year
months.
of your life. Yes.
And why did I do this? Because there's some things a man must do.
No, I do understand this. It's just that you have the commitment to do these things.
Yeah.
When I set out to them, I think better of them about, a tenth of the way through.
I mean, we're both fairly dedicated to the bit.
Yes. Yeah.
Me more so in this scenario.
But see, the scenario here was the only person I think who knew about the bit was me.
Oh, well, and you. No, Zach knew about it.
Okay.
I've kept Zach informed. But if you could, because my phone's over there.
Yes.
Can you please do a Google and tell me exactly how many episodes I watched? And then multiply that by 20 and divide it by 60.
Joe, do you really want to know this?
Sure.
356.7
hours.
Okay,
divide that by 24.
That's 14 weeks.
No, days.
14 days.
So that's
2 weeks.
2 full weeks.
2 weeks.
2 full 24-hour day weeks. And here's the results. You get to learn all about Power Rangers.
Thank you, because
through me.
I have seen maybe in total an hour.
Have you seen any of the movies?
No.
Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
You have Zordon. Big guy in tube.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston.
Big face. No. Yes, no.
Okay.
Bryan Cranston's different people in the first season.
Okay.
He's monster.
I thought the monsters were the Japanese footage.
They are, but they're voiced by Bryan Cranston a lot of the time. He did a lot of monster voices in the first season of Power Rangers.
Okay.
Big guy in tube. He's like, let me go back. Sorry, I was too far. Astronauts go to the moon.
Yes, I'm aware of history.
There's a but did you know this is what they didn't show us in the moon landing? There's a dumpster on the moon.
Like just a normal Earth dumpster?
No, it's like it's trash can-esque.
Okay.
And they unearthed it, and Rita Repulsa, I'm free, and now I'm gonna conquer Earth.
Okay.
And she has a moon castle.
All right. Yeah.
And then Zordon's like, oh God, the Rita Repulsa has been freed. Alpha, get me 5 teenagers with attitude. And by that, I mean the 5 most milquetoast teenagers we can find.
Okay. Next question.
Okay.
Do you want me to save these or just?
No. Insert wherever.
What is Zordon?
Big guy in tube.
What is Zordon?
Big guy in tube. we never.
So is this like a Raiden situation where he's like assigned to protect Earth? Or is he from Earth and he ended up in
question.
Tube? Okay, cool. I see how most of these will go. Okay.
So I mean, they later kind of get into the tube. He's like, it's like a space-time continuum that's keeping him locked there because eventually the tube gets cracked and he's like lost the time and stuff.
Okay.
And then that later, very, very later comes back and they're like, we got to find Zordon.
That doesn't explain what he is in the slightest.
He's a guy.
Okay.
He's a guy.
So he's a human.
Maybe. He's a face. He's a face at the very least.
Yes, he's the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Okay.
An Alpha 5. Big robot. I'm a robot.
Yeah.
So they get the 5 teenagers. We got Jason, Mr. Red Ranger. He's tough.
Is Zach the Blue Ranger?
Zach is the Black Ranger.
Okay.
And we got Billy.
Mm-hmm.
He's the Blue Ranger.
Okay.
And then we got...
And he's a nerd.
He's a nerd. He invents a lot of stuff.
Okay.
You got Kimberly. She's the Pink Ranger. And you got Trini, the Yellow Ranger.
And she's Asian. Mm-hmm.
They get better about this. I think they've claimed this was unfortunate, just like a situation.
Couldn't get much worse.
I'll take them on this word because Power Rangers, for all it is, very progressive. So I'm gonna straight assume that like surprisingly progressive for like what it is.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say, yeah, unfortunate mistake, probably.
Yes.
And they fight monsters. That's there. Rita sends a new monster in her putty patrol. It's just a bunch of clay goobers who are very easy to defeat, and they fight them. And you learn a lesson along the way. Like, don't be mean. don't do it.
Okay.
Would you like to know how many episodes in the first season of Power Rangers there are?
24.
No, like 90.
Oh, in the first season?
In the first season.
Okay, so
maybe it's closer to 60, but it's substantially more than a season of television should have.
So more questions. Saban is a person, right?
Haim Saban.
Haim Saban.
Yes.
Is he European with Haim being his name?
I'm assume vaguely
Okay.
Eastern European.
Okay, so Haim Saban, he realized that there was TV in Japan.
Super Sentai. He was like,
Yes.
yes, I can do something
and
with
he
this.
brought them over.
Yes, he did.
So there's just 90 episodes of Super Sentai that he
This is where the problem lies with Mighty Morphin.
Okay.
And specifically with the introduction of the Green Ranger, Tommy,
yes, people love the Green
Jason
Ranger.
David Frank. Yeah, people love that guy. He's just so cool. He comes up and he just like kicks their asses for like 5 episodes straight. Like he's like he shows up in their Zord and he's like, oh, and they're like, how'd you get here? And he just demolishes them. And then he turns into a good guy. They Rita possesses random kid who has never shown up before.
Mhm.
And they're like, oh wait, we know Tommy, and he's just a jerk. But then he's a good guy. Afterwards, they beat him and break him free of the mind control.
So was Tommy introduced before this?
Nope.
Or they're just like, oh yeah, Tommy.
First episode of Green with Evil, the 5-episode arc.
We all know Tommy.
Yes, exactly. But he was super popular because he was cool.
Okay.
And he had his dragon flute. It was a dagger and it sounded like a trumpet, but they called it a flute, and then it summoned the dragon sword from the depths. It was Godzilla.
Okay.
They have Zords. Big robots.
Robots and they combine. It's
Voltron. Robots and they combine. Every episode, it's like you fight the monster small, then they defeat him, and then the bad guy of the season makes them big, and then they have to do the Zords to beat them.
I said it's Voltron like I know anything about Voltron.
The problem with Tommy is he became popular, and so they're like, we got a lot of Green Ranger episodes, but he would always like have to show up later because they're adapting all this Japanese footage. And like he wasn't in a lot of these fights, so they'd have to like get very creative with their cutting and splicing of footage. So Tommy's Japanese counterpart dies, so they ran out.
The actor or
no, the green the character.
Okay.
They ran out of Green Ranger footage.
Okay.
So they started having to get real creative with stuff.
Yeah.
However many episodes of season 1, season two, more of the same. Except they're running low on footage. There's no Zord footage left because Sentai changes cast members every season. They get, I think, like 40 episode seasons or something. I don't know. I don't watch Sentai.
Wait, do people in America watch Sentai?
Oh, Sentai is extremely popular over here too.
Okay.
Like probably, I mean, extremely popular. Like Power Rangers, probably equally.
Is it?
I'd say the Power Rangers fandom probably comprises a lot of the American Sentai fandom.
Okay, so what Venn diagram is this? Are they like warring fandoms, or is it like the most dedicated people from Power Rangers go over to Sentai?
Yeah, probably. Okay. Sentai, funny thing, Sentai will take seasons of Power Rangers and bring them over to Japan and dub those with the cast of the Sentai show.
Okay, because I was wondering, does Power Rangers ever start to influence like what Power Rangers needs? Does that
yes
influence?
It does.
Okay.
They Sentai is made with the nowadays of the thing that's like, oh, they're probably gonna adapt Power Rangers out of this somehow. So
it's a snake eating its own tail.
Yes,
okay.
Very much the Ouroboros.
Yes.
So season 2 starts, and season 1 has run for longer than the original Sendai season. They are out of footage.
Okay.
So the show that was made on the budget of 2 pennies to reuse all this footage is now having to create its own footage.
Which they made a lot of money in the 90s. They should be able to have a budget now.
Well, this is just season 2. This is just 1 year later.
Yes, but 90 episodes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you said in the 90s. I thought you meant like the time frame.
Well, it starts in the 90s.
It does. I think it's like 94 is the first season. So 90, 95, season 2. We get new Zords because the next season had new Zords, and they have to like splice footage where it's like the old Zords are powering. It doesn't matter. There's new Zords. There's been this whole thing with Tommy since they're like having to work with the limited amount of footage. He's like losing his powers, so he can't always morph for stuff. But he's back. And then blah blah blah. More of the same. Fighting monsters. There aren't really story arcs for the first little bit because it's like a weekday cartoon.
And first season's Rita.
First season is Rita.
Does she come back in the second?
She is. And because the first season is an old Japanese lady who is being dubbed over, they ran out of footage. So she gets a magical makeover and is now a young Japanese lady.
Okay.
Like an American lady who they still dub over with the voice.
Yeah, Asian American though. That's better than I assumed it would be.
I mean, still footage but season 2 villain is Lord Zed.
Yeah.
Who's like this big. He's American only. He's like he's not in any of the Japanese stuff, and he's got like his brain exposed and his big Z on his forehead.
He's the bad guy in the movie, right?
Yes, he is in the movie. That's Ivan Ooze, but
he's the bad guy in the Justice League Power Rangers crossover, which we've read.
Correct. So they're doing all this stuff, but then behind the scenes stuff is happening. People are unhappy with the pennies they're being paid.
Understandable.
Some of the actors approach Haim Saban and they're like, "Hey, can we get a pay raise?" He says no.
One of the only things I know about Haim Saban is that he likes his pennies.
He's a penny pincher.
He's a Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, very much so. He says no. So they're like, "Yeah, we're leaving." And so there's a couple hilariously bad episodes of sound alikes for Jason, the Red Ranger, the who was once the leader before Tommy became popular, Trini, the Yellow Ranger, and Zach, the Black Ranger.
All right.
Before they are unceremoniously, much like how Tommy was introduced in the span of an episode and became a character, they do the same thing with 3 new characters.
It's not as good of a transition as the Blue's Clues hosts switching.
Not quite. This is a little more jagged. So now we got Rocky, Aisha. So this is where it got better. So Black Girl is now the Yellow Ranger. They have an Asian American, Johnny Young Bosch. Adam is
I've heard of Johnny Young Bosch.
A prolific voice actor.
Okay.
Got his start in Power Rangers.
Okay.
He is Adam. He is the Black Ranger now.
Will this be the only time I recognize the name?
No, there's going to be very small few.
Okay.
Along with, so they're still all in their like original suits. They've just now got new out of suit actors and people dubbing the action, all the yaws, and whatnot. Meanwhile, we're still dealing with the fact that we ran out of Green Ranger footage, and Tommy is still extremely popular. So we're gonna use the footage of the new 6th Ranger of what was the next season in Sentai, the White Ranger, and Tommy becomes the White Ranger, which has a completely different suit design, but it's close enough to where it looks like it fits in with the other suits.
Yeah, but also wouldn't that then be a problem, because then they'll run out of White Ranger footage in the future?
Correct. Also, there is no White Ranger footage of him with the other 5 Rangers.
Yes.
Which I was about to say. So, you know how I said Tommy would always show up later to the fights? Yeah, now you just never see him with any of the fights. They do pretty good. Like as a kid, I sure didn't notice this.
So it's like a COVID movie.
Yeah. And more of the same. Zed's like actually threatening. Like Zed gets a few wins before they'll like get a comeback and stuff.
What does a Zed win look like?
He's trying to unearth his ancient Zord Serpentera, and he does.
Okay.
But it runs on like limited batteries, and so he can never actually do anything with it. But he always gets super close. Okay. Like he's like always a threat. So there's more of that. Meanwhile, Power Rangers extremely popular movie. We got to capitalize on this problem. Licensing. Can't use the suits we've been using for the movie. Got to make our own.
But that means more toys.
So we make our own suits. They break constantly during the filming of the movie. Official merchandise has like official screenshots has broken suits in them because like they didn't know how to make good ones.
They're not difficult. Like
nope.
They're not complicated suits.
Nope. Yes, they are.
Is this a Saban saving money?
Probably.
Okay.
Let's be real. Probably. Like movie still non-union, and like it got filmed super fast. That's with Ivan Ooze and all that. It's just like a story, but it's like, oh, we're introducing new powers, the ninja coins or whatever. They're doing all that, and they get new Zords at the end of the day. They got like, because season 2 was over. We're gonna have to get new Zords anyways. Let's get some ninja Zords that we're gonna use next season. Gets back to the TV. Let's ignore the movie.
Okay.
Movie didn't happen.
Okay.
Same thing. We're doing ninja stuff. They have to rescue Ninjor, who is like an ancient like ninja master. And he sounds like what's the actor he sounds like? He's like, oh, the Power Rangers, what are we gonna do? Like that's what he sounds like.
Okay.
It's some impression. I'm not sure what actor they're like impersonating.
Okay. And it's just a dude.
I mean, he looks like a Power Ranger. Like he's like in a suit and stuff. Like it's a big bulky suit.
Okay.
And they get new ninja modes. That can I see your phone? I need to Google these because some of these are rather unfortunate looking. Here are the ninja suits.
Well, it takes me a hot minute to get past Mr. Ku Klux Klan.
No, he's the main offender.
I mean, none of them are good, but that one, the rest of those just kind of look like Among Us.
Yeah, a little bit. But that one's egregious.
Front and center, David Duke.
Season 3, we got ninja powers now. New Zords again.
Okay.
Still,
what do the Zords look like?
These are so they go from like suits to like toys in season 2. They look more toy like, and this one's like the most toy like because they're using a lot of CG for these, like early 90s
yeah,
CG.
I was about to say.
Yeah, it don't look good. They get simpler in design, which is like a bummer, but the Zords start to blend together after a certain point after you've seen 30 seasons of Power Rangers. But just, different animals, different things. They really start to matter less and less the further and further we get into it. But just new toy opportunities. Go through a bunch more stuff. Rita's brother is in it now. Rito Repulso. He's a big skeleton man. He looks like an army guy, but he's a skeleton. And he's goofy.
Okay.
He's like, I'm goofy, but he's like gets up. He's goofy in the sense that he's a jokester, but he like will get the upper hand on the Rangers a lot.
Okay, so are the villains getting more threatening?
They were, and then they didn't. Then like apparently people complained that Lord said it was too scary, so they made him goofier, and then him and Rita got married.
See, I thought they had like a rivals thing going. Like
they did because Rita got trapped back in the dumpster at one point, and then they got her back out, and then she started showing up at Lord Zed's place because he took all her minions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
as one does when you get trapped in a dumpster.
Of course.
On the moon, the palace doesn't go in the dumpster.
No, Palace is out of the dumpster. Of course,
great.
Silly, stupid question. Honestly,
yes, it is. I apologize.
So more shenanigans, not really story arcs, but then it turns out, oh no, Kimberly, one of the OGs, the Pink Rangers, leaving the team,
which isn't that big a deal because we already had 3 people leave.
Yes, but this is like she's actually getting like a write-off. It's not just like she's not just gone.
Okay.
But across the course of the season, there's been this evil cat controlled by Rita, who will who will like turn into a human sometimes, named Catherine. And she's evil, but she doesn't want to be evil. And she's Australian too. This is very important. She's never like she's always like just feeding info. She's never like fighting or anything. But then she's like, I want to be good. And they break her free of mind control. And then when Kimberly leaves, she's the new Pink Ranger.
Okay.
It's kind of random, but.
Can she still turn into a cat?
Nope.
That sucks.
And then that season ends, whatever. I think the base gets destroyed at the end.
Does she still have cat-like instincts?
No. Every like notation of her being cat-like is gone as soon as she becomes a good guy.
Sorry, the base gets destroyed.
That's after there's this mini season inside of the season called Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, where everybody gets turned to kids except for Billy for some reason.
Okay.
Well, he gets turned into a kid for a second, then he turns back into an adult.
Okay.
So, and then they have to have the Alien Rangers of Aquitar come, which is it's excuse to we have new suits, so we'll have another team, and it's not the same team, it's a different team. They have different Zords and stuff. So they do that for like 10 episodes, and then their command center gets destroyed, and they're like, "Oh no, this is the worst things have been."
And so is this when Zordon gets unstuck in time?
No.
Okay.
They're like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" Then it turns out we've had another base beneath the base, so it's fine. And this is the start of Zeo, Power Rangers Zeo.
Okay, so do you like? I have to ask, one of your favorite episodes of the Justice League cartoon, Justice League Unlimited, is when the adults get turned into kids.
Yes.
So did you like when the Power Rangers got turned into
No,
kids?
they don't do anything as soon as they get turned into kids.
Okay. They just kind of run around?
They just kind of run around. There's some actually decent, it's Power Rangers, so quality of acting is low. Kids are doing a decent job of playing their adult counterparts. And they have to do this soul crystal thing to find their Zeo crystals or something, because now the new MacGuffin is the Zeo crystal. It's all powerful, and you get more powerful when you have it. And for this reason, Aisha leaves for some reason, because she, much like Invincible, where Adam Eve feels she needs to do more things in like Africa or something, she does that, and this new girl comes in, Tanya. Yep.
But does she become an adult first?
Or yes, they become adults. They become adults again.
She finds her Zeo crystal,
and it becomes their
Okay.
Yeah. But she's like, I don't need to be a Power Ranger
anymore.
do
more as a child.
And so we are now in Zeo. There's no powers, and they get stronger. Billy is like, I don't need to be a Power Ranger anymore. I will be mission control, basically. I'm going to stay at the command center and help out from here. So Tommy is now red because he's popular, so he's going to be the leader. And then everybody else stays the same, except Adam goes from black to green. They finally do new suits.
Okay.
They're very funny looking. And now Zed and Rita are out of the picture.
Okay.
They're they're still in the show, but they're not the main villains anymore. Now it's like the Mechanical Empire. It's a bunch of like space robots.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
Sure. Yeah, that's essentially the
Are we good to get a little bit serious for a minute? Which one was the one who got bullied because he was gay?
That was Billy.
Okay, so he's just sticking around.
This is his last season on the show.
Okay.
He leaves midway through, randomly. No, he gets the Aquitar, the aliens from last season. He goes there because he gets a girlfriend there.
Oh, good for him.
And then he comes back.
The person who gets relentlessly bullied for being gay gets a girlfriend
by producers. It's apparently his cast members were very nice.
Yes.
It was producers at the time. He goes away, and then later he comes back, and it's this old man playing him because it's a aging work different in space, I guess.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh no, I'm old," and it's this old man who I don't know. They didn't give any direction. He does not act like the same character. This old guy, like it seems like the kind of guy that they just pulled off the street.
Yeah.
That's later in the season, but I don't know. Zeo stuff going on. New Zors. This is going to be a common thing of like, especially with this cast because it's one continuous story so far.
Story and the loosest.
Same continuing characters.
Is there any development? Like, do any of their personalities change?
Okay. These are perfect people from the start.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfectly moral.
Their attitude is respectful and kind.
No, they do have attitude. Not the kind. Yeah. The season just goes on. They defeat the Mechanical Empire. And the thing with the Zeo crystals is they just keep getting stronger.
Okay.
How are we going to do that? We have a movie.
Turbo, where they get the cars.
Carzords. So, which is actually the name, it's not Carzords. The name of the Sentai it's adapting is Car Ranger.
Which
was a parody of Sentai.
Hey, it still works.
So they're now adapting a parody with cars, and they get new powers. Rocky turned blue when he went from when he went from red and Mighty Morphin to blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember what color he was. So
he was red. Now he's blue.
Okay. Red, blue.
Blue. He leaves because I think he got like a back injury or something.
Okay.
And he couldn't do it anymore. And these are all like 20-something-year-olds playing these characters.
Yeah.
Let's introduce a 12-year-old to join the team.
Okay.
Justin is his name. He's blue. He's a child.
Yeah. So is this because they were afraid they were losing their child demographic?
I wonder if that's the reason. It seems weird to only bring one child into your demographic if that's what it was.
Interesting.
Justin's really not that bad. People hate him because he's a kid. It's Power Rangers, though.
Yeah.
He's fine. It is a thing where he is like a Gary Stu, where it's like he's perfect.
Yeah,
like
it seems like a weird decision to make, but
yeah. And when he turns into a Power Ranger, he gets tall and looks like everybody else. Just footage.
He's Billy Batson.
Yeah,
Okay.
There was not a Justin counterpart in Turbo.
I wonder why.
So there's a movie carries over, and then like some old Ranger, Kimberly comes back in the movie, Jason comes back in the movie. Oh, I forgot to mention, Jason came back in Zeo as the Gold Ranger.
Okay.
I guess they paid him more or something, or maybe, I don't know, his karate school wasn't working out. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the first time that establishes like characters come back.
Yes, Jason came back in season 4. It's this big moment where you're like,
Okay.
whoa, that's crazy.
So this is the first time it's getting nostalgia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The first of many.
Yes. Well, it's been going on for 30 years, I would imagine.
Turbo has its new cast. It's pirates that are the villains.
Yeah.
Divatox is the main villain.
Weird, pirates, I imagine ships, and this is about
It's
cars.
a submarine. That's what the
That makes
pirates
even
are on.
less
Yep,
sense.
yep,
How okay.
yep. This movie, it actually does carry over. If you don't watch the movie, first episode of Turbo doesn't really make much sense because they don't establish anything. They got the car powers.
Why is there a kid?
Yeah, exactly. There's car stuff going on, and this whole time, Tommy is less and less in the show. Jason David Frank as Tommy is less and less. The shows be like, I got to go do this driving thing, and he's like always racing his car on the racetrack. Turns out behind the scenes, Tommy was ready to leave. They took this as the rest of the cast is ready to leave. So one episode before, midway through the season, one episode before, they replace everybody except for Justin.
Okay. Is there anyone left from the original besides Tommy?
No, and Tommy wasn't even original. He was like 20 episodes in. But yeah, he was
season 1.
Yeah. There is no one left original at this point. They replace everybody.
Except for the kid.
Except for the Justin. And this is where I'm lost on names. There's like Carlos, TJ, who's the new Red Ranger, and then there's 2 girls. I don't remember their names. This half of the season, the first half of the season is pretty bad because you can tell like some actors are just done. The second half of the season is bad because they don't know what to do. They're just they bring in all these new characters, and from the moment they're introduced to like the first episode where they're on their own solo, they act like they've been here the entire time.
Your institutional memory is a 12-year-old actor. This is a problem.
Yeah, more stuff going on. I forgot to mention they reprogram Alpha 5 in this episode or in this season. So instead of like I talk like this. Hey yo, I talk like this now.
Ooh, got that urban flavor. Would you say that he has
the swagger of
a black tween?
They're Alpha 5. That's him now. So and then the machinations go on. Divatox ends up winning at the end. She destroys the command center again. And Zordon's like lost too. Like they're like, whoa, we lost Zordon. He had actually left halfway through this season to like go do space stuff. He's like, I'm gonna leave Rangers, and he leaves his tube, and they get this like it's Divatox's sister, but they don't know it. Who's their mentor or whatever.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
So he can leave the tube and not get unstuck in time, but he's still somehow got unstuck in time.
Yeah, sure.
I like to imagine he's still the head, but he's on a surfboard in space.
So everything's bad. Command center's been destroyed. 4 of the Rangers like, we got to go to space.
Okay.
Justin stays home because he has to go to school the next day. I don't know. He's a kid. Next season, Power Rangers in space. Power Rangers sales were failing. This was the final season.
Okay.
So Riders like, we're going to go all out.
So are we in the 2000s by now?
No, we're in like 96.
Okay. So 2 years has passed or something like that. 2-3 years.
2 or 3, yeah.
Okay.
96, 97, something like that. Power Rangers in space. We got a new Red Ranger, Andros. He's a spaceman. He's looking for his sister. That's going to be the main thing. And they're on a spaceship for the season. And he gives everybody new powers. Cast kind of starts coming into their own. They're much better in this season. It's the same people from last season. And Andros is looking for his sister, Corone, who looks something so weirdly similar to the like one of the main villains of the season, Astronema. It's a mystery. Who knows? So and also there's like it's like the Legion of Villains. They like have this like dinner at the beginning they're convening at, and they're like, we've kidnapped Zordon. We have him. They have a tube with his face in it.
Okay.
And he can't escape.
And this is all the villains we've seen.
Yes, this is every villain.
Point. Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
I like it's pretty neat. And a new villain who is the same suit from the movie, the Power Rangers movie, but it's a different character. Like Dark Spectre or something like that. They're reusing a suit.
I thought the Ivan Ooze, but no. We're good. Okay.
We're good.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're gonna go. Pretty good season overall. There's multiple story arcs. People are learning and stuff. The Astronema turns good. Remember, she's Corone, and then Dark Spectre kidnaps her again and like mind controls her to think she's evil. And she uses like wigs. She has a lot of different looks.
Seems like they really liked the Green Ranger saga and just wanted to keep doing that.
Oh yeah, they keep doing it. So there's all this going on. I didn't even mention Bulk and Skull, the comedic duo. They have been the only constants throughout the show.
Yeah, so they confused me because like their names are Bulk and Skull, and they look like bullies.
They're bullies in the first season. Then they kind of just turn into goobers later on. They're like comedic relief.
Yeah, because like how do you bully all of the people? That's a weird power scale difference, right?
I mean, they're not like beating them up or anything. They're just like making fun of them. It's like, you goody two shoes. It's like stuff like that.
Yeah, but they're also like the most popular people in school.
Yeah. I think they're also they're lame. I mean, they are lame, but like I think everybody thinks they're lame, but they think they're cooler than they are.
Okay.
Anyways, they're constants. They keep showing up throughout this. While every other cast member leaves, they stay.
Better, worse than Bebop and Rocksteady.
Ooh, better.
Okay.
I like Bulk and Skull. I'm into. So season ends and this big thing. Andros has to. They find Zordon, but Zordon's like, you have to break my tube. It will end me, because we can't say kill. It will end me, but it will wipe out all the evil that is and will be in the galaxy. This was the final season.
Yeah, I don't follow the logic there, but
He's good. He's good. Space Tube, good juices. I don't know.
okay.
So he does that, turns Zed and Rita into like old people, and they're like so happy. Zed looks like a 70-year-old grandpa. It's kind of funny. And then they do it, and they're like, "We have saved the day. Karone is free from the mind control. Everything is a-okay." And that's
Man.
the end of Power Rangers.
Well, thank you, Joe, for explaining this all to
Power
me.
Rangers in Space was wildly successful, and so it spawned a next season. As we will see whenever a final season is announced.
There's a pattern.
There's a pattern. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. So like, we had an in space thing. Space works. Let's do another space season. The season we're adapting from is nature based.
Okay. Man, it really does. It must suck to like be at the whims of another show completely.
So Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, it's pretty standalone. There's a team up episode with the in space people, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Where they like, both teams fight together. Pretty rad.
But completely new team.
Completely new team, not
Okay.
at all. It's like a different planet and stuff. We're going to this space colony thing that we're working on. The show is called Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Lost Galaxy isn't introduced till like the last 7 episodes of the show.
Okay.
They have they're like Sword in the Stone things. They have swords that give them their powers instead of morphers. It's different.
Yeah.
Eventually, the Pink Ranger in this show, Kendricks, her actor, unfortunately, got a cancer diagnosis.
Mm.
So after the team up episode, she dies in the show, and they have Astronema / Karone from the last season comes in and replaces her as Pink Ranger. Kind of cool, little continuity thing. And then she keeps showing up, and then eventually they kept paying her too. James Wan was good with his pennies this time. They kept her in the opening credits, so she would still be a main cast member. So she still got paychecks while she was in recovery
Okay.
and stuff.
That's good.
And then she's able to show back up for the finale because she recovered enough between when she had to leave. Pretty cool.
Wait, but didn't you just say they killed off her character?
She came back.
This is the first time there's been a big resurrection? Like death is
Yes,
meaningless?
yeah, definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
Surprised it took that long.
It's really 7 seasons in.
Yeah.
So Lost Galaxy, pretty all right. Whatever. Next season, Lightspeed Rescue. We've been doing all this stuff. What are we gonna have the Power Rangers be this time? EMTs.
Okay.
So Power Rangers have been like secret. They're like superheroes up until this point.
Yeah, but now they're Paw Patrol.
now they're government like enforced.
So I have to imagine the like Japanese. I guess the footage of them being EMTs isn't from Japan.
No, it is. I mean, they're like firefighters or whatever need be.
Okay, I just imagine
Public
there's-
service
I imagine there's some difference
rescue heroes.
there.
Rescue heroes.
Yes, I love rescue heroes.
That's
I'll
how-
explain rescue heroes to you.
Okay.
But Wendy Williams. Anyway,
Wait, she's from that?
no, I think Wendy Williams is the actual person, but
Yeah,
Wendy,
she is.
Wendy is the name of one of them.
Oh,
because
okay. I was like, Wendy Williams is the talk show host.
Jake Justice is another one. That's the cop. Wendy Waters. That's it.
Okay. So, they're EMTs. This is where we're like, Bond's like, ooh, I got money now. Let's make our first American original Ranger, the Titanium Ranger. It's essentially the Green Ranger arc again. And also, it's expensive to put footage of American only stuff into Japan footage.
Yes, this is very interesting. I want to circle back to them being EMTs. So they're still fighting putties and all that stuff.
No.
and
This
monsters?
time it's demons. This time it's like actual demons.
Okay. But like in between that, they're like it's like an episode of like Chicago Fire or whatever. They're going and picking people up. And, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds exhausting. Like
Not much. It gets easier to do these seasons because it's one season stuck with these people. You don't have much time to learn them, and then some people don't get developed, and some do, and then you're off. And the demons, they beat the demons at the end.
Okay.
There's a team up with the Lost Galaxy people. Team ups, pretty rad episodes. It's always fun. Makes you care about the last season just like a little bit more.
yeah.
Cool. Also, fine season, like kind of lackluster, but it's fine.
The EMT thing is still just
Season 9, Time
Okay.
Force.
sounds rad.
Time Force is rad.
Okay.
Time Force, they're space cops from the future. First episode, Red Ranger dies, and he's engaged to the Pink Ranger, so she's the de facto leader now. They go back in time.
Wait, that's not how leadership works. I thought you were just being like it's super emotional now. No, they're not even married.
They're fighting they're fighting the X-Men. They're mutants. They're not X-Men. They're
Yeah.
mutants or whatever. And this season's like wild. So they're like, and they have to go. They escape to the far past of 1999. Maybe it's like 2001. They're escaping to the hilariously distant past.
Yes.
And they find the original Red Ranger's ancestor there. So his biometric DNA is the only one that can unlock the morpher.
Okay.
So they're time cops stuck in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just doing their thing. They're fighting. Ransik is his name. This one has midway through they have their Green Ranger arc with the Quantum Ranger, who is played. The character's name is Eric. What is his actor name? Prolific voice actor now. He voices up Virgil in Devil May Cry, among other things.
Yeah.
But he went to do stuff like that. It's funny how Power Rangers birth really good voice actors. He works for the government, who is it's like what are they called? They're like the Silver Berets or something like that. They're like a militia that's owned by Wes, who is the Red Ranger's dad. He's like, I'm gonna get my own Power Rangers.
So it's not the government. It's like BlackRock. It's like privateers.
Yeah.
Okay. Private contractors.
They're doing all this stuff. Meanwhile, the bad guys have their own things going on. Where Ransik, the main bad guy, has his like one of his lackeys is this robot who used to be a human that Ransik killed, and then so he became a robot, and so he's like planning to upthrow Ransik.
Does he have urban flavor?
No, he sounds like that. I'm wacky, and his eyes pop out.
Okay.
Then he dies later on.
All right.
And then it's time. They travel back in time sometimes, and stuff comes through time. There's dinosaurs.
Okay.
Whatever. It's pretty good season overall.
Do they ever have an edutainment episode where it's like, oh no, William Shakespeare came through?
No, they don't ever do stuff like that.
Oh, it's Thomas Jefferson. Okay.
Benjamin Franklin.
That would make very little sense with the Sentai footage.
Yeah, they're space cops, and they always have. It makes no sense because they can communicate with the future, and their Zords get sent to them every time from the future, so they have to go back to the future. Like the Zords go back to the future after they're used every day, but they're stuck.
Okay.
And then it turns out the original Ranger who died is still alive, and he's been the one like sending orders or whatever. Whole thing. At the end of the season, they have to go back to the future.
Okay.
Except for the Quantum and Red, since they were from the present.
When did you start watching this show?
The very next season. I'd seen episodes of Time Force afterwards because they were like on VHS and stuff, and I'd seen Mighty Morphin too, VHSs. But the show I watched on air was the final season, Wild Force, season 10.
We made it to the end.
10 years. Wild Force was the last season produced by Haim Saban, and half of it was on Fox Kids, and then our favorite Mouse took it over.
Okay,
Disney.
much like Saved by the Bell. They took it off of.
Oh, Saved by the Bell. You said that, and I thought Drake and Josh. I was like,
okay,
what? Got moved to Disney, ABC Kids. Wild Force, pretty good season. So the year is like 2002.
Okay.
We got a lot more CG. All the Zords are like completely CG now. Kind of sucks to look at now, but they can do more Zord combinations, which is kind of cool. This is the season with most Zords. Another nature season, Wild Force. They're like jungle stuff, beast forms,
tiger, gorilla.
Yeah,
okay.
And it's also the 10th anniversary season. So midway through this season, they have Forever Red, where every past Red Ranger shows up, and they all have them fight the Beetleborgs, which was another Japanese show. Yeah, but every path you got Jason, you got Rock, or no, Rocky doesn't show. Wait, no, Rocky doesn't show back up. Jason shows back up. Tommy shows back up. Like all of them show back up. And it's the first time like a lot of these people have been back on the show.
And Red is
always the leader.
Okay.
Always the leader.
Okay.
Even when like Pink led the team, it's like, yeah, Red's the leader though.
Yeah.
So pretty cool moment overall. Pretty cool episode. Good for a 10th anniversary. This is also a season with the two like lackey villains of this season. They get like a bunch of development, and they're some of the best characters in the show. Like they turn good at the end. It's pretty fun. And then, as we know, all things come to an end. Power Rangers ended.
Well, Joe, I think I've learned a lot
Well,
from this.
well, people like this season a lot, and Disney was like, "We have this new IP, so let's reboot it."
Okay.
Power Rangers Ninja Storm, ninjas.
Which we've already done.
Yes.
Flashback to the KKK.
Season 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're ninjas. They start out with 3 this time. It's not 5.
Okay.
So it's only 3. It's only red, blue, and yellow, and it's the first time yellow has been a guy and blue's a girl.
Okay, but we still don't have a red female.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to get one of those for a minute.
Okay. And does this smaller cast? Well, 2 questions. Does this smaller cast mean that they have more development?
Kinda. I'd say
Okay.
they get a little bit more time on their own. They're ninjas. They they study at a ninja academy, and then this evil space wizard Lothor attacks and turns their mentor into a guinea pig.
I was wondering about the mentor too, because I was like, is Zordon back? But I guess
No,
not.
Zordon's dead.
We got guinea
Zordon
pig.
is dead.
We got the
You remember how
sword-
Zordon's good wiped out evil forever across the galaxy?
That was Zordon. I thought that was someone else.
That was Zordon.
Okay. Cool.
Guinea
He's-
pig.
okay.
Guinea pig mentor, and he has a son, Cam, who's like tech support, and he's always like, I want to be a Power Ranger. This sucks. And so you got Lothor. They're same old.
So does the guinea pig talk?
Yes.
Okay.
He's like, hello, my students.
So,
He is voiced by Lothor's actor.
so 100%. It's probably cheaper to film a guinea pig than a person.
Maybe. Well, it's a CG guinea pig. It's never a real guinea pig. It's like a guinea pig in like a ninja outfit, like a sensei outfit.
When did G-Force, was that the name?
That was
of
like 2010.
Hamster
That was
Force?
way later.
Okay.
They were gerbils.
Okay.
No, they were guinea pigs, I think.
I don't know. I never saw it.
So Lothor's like, these Rangers keep thwarting me. I'll get my own Rangers. And he has the Thunder Rangers, 2. It's like navy blue and like maroon. And they're bad guys for 5 episodes, as
Turn
the trend
good.
was. And then they
Yeah.
turn good. Yeah. And then halfway through, we find out Cam gets the samurai powers and he's the Green Ranger again. So there's 6 again.
What does it mean to be a ninja and or a samurai in
Very little difference. Yeah.
It just looks different.
Yeah, he has armor and he can take it off, and it's like when you take the weights off and you're suddenly stronger. That's what he does, and his helmet turns around and has a different logo.
Okay.
And then Cam travels back to the past, meets his dead mom, and he's like, "Oh wait, Lothor's my uncle."
The hamsters, the uncle?
No, the hamster's his dad.
Hamsters?
Ben, the evil space wizard, is his
Okay,
uncle.
And then the evil space wizard, same actor who voices
Yes,
the...
correct.
Okay. Wires got crossed a little, but I'm with you.
Yeah. Find out more stuff happened. One of the Thunder Rangers turns bad again for a little bit, but then he's good again.
Okay.
It's fine. We get to the end. Lothor's like, I gotta do this myself, and he fights them, destroys their Ranger powers. But then they open like a portal to hell or something and send them there. Like,
With the villains from the EMT season.
And they don't have their powers anymore, but they're now ninja masters.
Okay. They know ninjutsu, except for the one who's
They teach ninjas. now.
samurai.
Yes, yes. Ninja Storm over. It was more of a comedy season. It's a reboot, so there's no team up with previous seasons. They just like reference like Power Rangers exist. But we're not going to reference the other
Yeah.
stuff. Season 12, Dino Thunder.
Okay, I've heard of Dino Thunder.
Dino Thunder is a pretty good season.
Yeah.
Probably might be the best of the Disney seasons.
Okay.
Dino Thunder, same deal. Starting out with 3. We got, I forget their names. They have dino powers. We're back to dinosaurs.
Primary colors.
Red, yes.
Okay.
Red, blue, yellow. And they have, in this season, they have out of suit powers. So like the girl, she can scream. It's a pterodactyl scream. And then the blue one, he's got like hardened skin for a triceratops. And,
He's Cole Young.
Yes. And then the red one's got like super strength because T-Rexes are strong, I guess.
This is arm shrink? Like
No. They're fighting this dinosaur man named Mesogog, and he talks like this.
I am Mesogog.
Yeah, it's really back of the throat stuff. And then they have their teacher, Dr. Tommy. He's back. He got his PhD. He's a high school teacher.
Yeah, the PhD to teach high
Yep.
school? What does he teach in high school? What,
Paleontology.
Joe, as you
Because
know,
dinosaurs.
as you know, I was homeschooled. Let's have a quick episode of Caleb doesn't know high school things, so he's gonna ask Joe.
Returning segment from other shows.
Yeah, what year did you take your paleontology class?
That was actually 6th grade for me.
Oh, wow. got a head start on it.
He's the Black Ranger. He's the Brachiosaurus Ranger.
Okay. Okay.
He's back. He's back. Oh, well, I forgot to mention, since Disney took over, we're filming in New Zealand now. Infinitely cheaper than filming in California.
Which is wild. Just absolutely wild to think about.
Yeah.
So it's an American show filming in New Zealand, but half of
Adapting
the footage is...
Japanese footage.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
That's it. This will serve a problem this season because we've been using some actors are American, a lot of New Zealand actors.
Mhm.
Doing pretty good American accents for the most part. Jason David Frank, Tommy Oliver is American and older now, has a family. This will prove problematic later on. Mesagog doing bad things. Power Ranger shenanigans are happening. Then we come across Trent. He's their friend. He's shown up and he works at like the juice bar that they work at. Turns out his dad is Mesagog. He like morphs between human and dinosaur and he can't really control it. And then he gets the white morpher, which turns him evil. And it's the same thing of where like he can't really control it.
Why? Why do these turn evil? Why? Like, I understand Rita makes a ranger.
Yeah.
This guy just finds like not the coin, because that's not what they have.
Yeah, they got little like bracelets this time around.
So why?
It's like unstable or something.
I'm starting to think this show's a little silly, Joe.
And so around this point, oh no, trouble arrives. Tommy gets stuck in ranger form for 15 episodes.
Possibly is he wanting to see his wife and
Possibly
kids?
he's back in America.
Yeah. Also, by this point, none of the kids care who Tommy is.
They find out. Oh no one cares at this point.
Yeah, okay.
Kids watching the show. I was like I think you meant like the characters in the show. Like episode 4 is a flashback thing where they're like, wow, he's a legendary ranger. Shenanigans ensue. They eventually free Trent of his mind control and he's on their team. But Mescog's like, I still want a white ranger, so he clones him and they just have a white ranger still who's evil.
And is Mesogog a person or a dinosaur?
He's a dinosaur man.
What kind of dinosaur is he?
Kind of like, it's like a skeleton dino head.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It's a pretty good suit. Like
Yeah.
he's threatening enough looking.
All right. Ever find out who Trent's mom is?
No, it doesn't matter. Well, he gets turned into Mesogog. You see Mesogog used to work with Tommy. They were paleontology buddies, and then
at the high school.
At the high school, and then they somehow turned him into a dinosaur.
Okay. I mean that's just a Spider-Man villain, but like not one we would remember.
Tommy eventually pops out of the suit. They save the day. Day saved.
Okay.
Yay. Season 14. SPD, Space Patrol Delta. The year is 2025.
I don't like SPD.
Our you know how we had EMTs?
Yeah.
Now we got cops.
Cool.
Led by a dog man, Anubis Kruger.
It's Paw Patrol. It's actually Paw Patrol this time.
He's actually so they're in the distant future. Aliens are living on Earth now. Like aliens are living in harmony, and they got cops. And they were like, we were really doing Power Rangers.
They're living in harmony. Why do they need cops?
There's still crimes because they have this judgment. Their morphers are also like judgment things, and it proves if they've done a crime wrong.
So they're actually Judge Dredd.
Yes,
they're Judge Dredd, but also Paw Patrol.
And the first episode, they're arresting these two felons, Jack and Z. And then they arrest them. And they're like, why have you been doing... Anubis Kruger, Doggy is his nickname. he's like, you two are very swift. You should be Rangers. So Jack is the leader of the Power Rangers. He's the Red Ranger, which upsets Sky, who was like, my dad was a Red Ranger, but I gotta be blue I gotta be the second in command to a criminal. And Z's yellow.
What were their crimes?
They were just like they were like Robin Hood.
Okay. I mean, they're living in harmony. So their crimes have to just be for fun at this point. So
they're like helping the less fortunate aliens. It's like homeless people.
So they're living in harmony, but there is
there's
inequality.
Yeah. It's not perfect. And the bad guy of this season is like another space devil. He doesn't matter. He's just like a space devil.
Okay.
Stuff normal Power Ranger stuff happens. Eventually it gets bad enough to where Doggy, Anubis Kruger, he's like, I gotta help my team out. I'm the Shadow Ranger, and he has a katana. It's pretty cool, but he's like a dog man, so it really doesn't make sense when he gets put into a Power Rangers helmet. It's like, where does his snout go?
Yeah, is he CG or is he practical?
No, he's practical. Looks pretty good.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Pretty all right.
All right.
Stuff keeps happening at the beginning of the season. Like they're like the beta team, the alpha team got like kidnapped, and they're like, we gotta find them. That's like what they're doing the entire season. And then eventually another from the future, we're already in the future. From the future comes the seventh Omega Ranger. And I guess they didn't want to cast anybody because he's just a ball of light whenever he's not in in suit. And then eventually their base turns into a Zord. Like it stands up and everything. Their Zords this time are like cop cars.
Great. Love it.
And they have it's like a police helmet and everything with the sirens and stuff. It's like Stryker.
This is my favorite season so far. I don't see anything wrong with this season.
And then eventually they find Alpha Team or whatever, and it turns out they're mind controlled. And they have to beat them, blah, blah, blah. We beat the devil at the end. Pretty good season overall. Like these Disney seasons have like ramped up in quality as they've gone along. They like kind of have pretty good character stuff for Power Rangers, like always with the caveat of for a kid show made on a budget of a dime.
I'm not expecting like quality.
No, it's always like fine.
Yeah.
And Disney's like, man, we have this thing. And it's just not performing like we want it to.
Oh man.
We're showing we have these rangers at the parks and stuff, which was cool. I got to meet them. It was pretty cool. I forgot in Wild Force they do the Green Ranger thing again, but he's like a demon and he turns into a good guy and he plays pool.
Which okay, gonna move past that one real quick. No, I'm not. Why? That's like his character trait. He just plays pool.
Yeah, like his final attack he does. It's like shooting a pool cue.
Things that children are
very in depth at.
Yeah.
He hangs out at a bar all the time and plays pool with like his Zord balls because Zords are in balls in that season. I completely glossed over that. I'm sorry. It's very, very important.
Which parks were the Rangers at?
Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
Back when it was MGM Studios.
I do think it would be funny if you walked through Epcot and in the American section there were the Power Rangers and then in the Japanese section there were the Power Rangers.
So Power Rangers isn't, and then they're like, oh, we got to reboot again. For this isn't performing like we wanted it to. There's been team ups and stuff like the Dino Thunder showed up in the past or in the future through shenanigans. Now we have Mystic Force. They're wizards. I don't like this season.
Nice. Oh, okay.
They have capes.
Wizards is better than cops.
Wizards is better than cops. They really don't do anything interesting. It's like so boring.
Is the dog still around?
No, dog's gone.
Okay.
We're back in the present. We're in 2005.
Okay.
It's I don't like this season. It's probably fine, but
who's the villain?
This knight guy.
Okay.
And he turns into a centaur whenever he transforms.
It was 2005.
Six,
maybe
so 5 or 6. I dropped off at this point.
So like Harry
because
Potter
it left
is
ABC.
big
Yeah, it left ABC
okay.
Kids and went to the Disney. I didn't have cable.
Harry Potter, Wizards of Waverly Place, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very much focused on the Red Ranger. I don't like him.
Where are we getting the Hunger Games season?
Next season after this, Operation Overdrive.
Desert Storm. Okay.
They're treasure hunters.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, you would think. It's probably the worst season so far. Like actually the worst. Every character you hate. They have this cool thing at the end. Or halfway through the season, they have this team up where they do the team episode, but they bring back 5 Rangers, one from each of the Disney seasons, and then Adam, Johnny Young Bosch from Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Season's pretty terrible other than that. Treasure Hunters, they're fighting like these demons of fire and ice. Turns out the Red Ranger was a cyborg all wrong, and he's like, it's like a Pinocchio thing. He's like, I want to be a real boy.
Okay.
And he got lied to.
So the treasure's just like one MacGuffin they're going after? Or is it
So
like
it's
different
there's a rap
relics?
song for the intro. They're getting it's been like rock and now it's rap.
Okay.
And it's like we're 5 Rangers looking for the sun in 5 days, some crap like that. We're searching for 5 pieces for the crown or whatever.
Okay.
And then he turns into a real boy at the end. Magic. My interest in the series has started waning at this point. Next is Jungle Fury. Back to jungle theme. Same. Back to starting out with 3 Rangers again. But then they're like, oh, we're gonna flex. We're gonna get some American Rangers again, and they get the Spirit Rangers. Kind of cool suits. They're like jumpsuits more so, but they're different. And their morphers are sunglasses this time.
Sure.
Bad guy this season is like someone who changed at their academy. Then he was like a jerk. His name's like Jared or something. I think it is like Jared, and he gets possessed by this evil villain named like Daishi or something. He's like the Black Lion Ranger. Something they have to beat him. Power Rangers shenanigans ensue. Power Rangers is not making money at this point for Disney. Disney is like, I don't care. We're scrapping this. We got one more season in this. RPM. All right, we got one more season. We don't care. Go loose. The world has fallen to like an evil virus. There's one city of humans left. It's post-apocalyptic.
We got to the Hunger Games season. Is it zombies?
Kinda.
Okay. Like kid zombies.
Yeah, kid zombies.
Okay.
RPM. What does that stand for?
Rotations per minute.
Getting gear.
This another car one? So it's Mad Max.
This
Okay.
is a parody season in Japan that they're having to adapt. It was like called Go Kiger. No, that wasn't it.
Why are the parodies always cars?
I don't know. No, this isn't cars. It's like
Okay.
they look goofy. It's really goofy looking Zords. And like this is the thing they're getting like super referential. Like they're like, why are we wearing spandex? And then the mentor is like, it's not spandex. Stuff like that. And then one of the Rangers is Scottish for some reason. He's like, oh, I'm Scottish. Like there's a whole episode about that.
Played by a Scotsman, I would assume.
Yeah, definitely. It's not a New Zealander playing a Scotsman.
Okay.
Yep. And then
I
we're doing
forgot
all
we were
this.
in New Zealand.
It's pretty. It's like cool season because they can go balls to the wall, whatever. It's fine. But it ends. Oh, Yellow Rangers played by Rose McIver, who went on to be in iZombie and Ghost on CBS. Someone who and Tinkerbell in Once Upon a Time has had a very strong career after this TV career after this. Season's over. Disney's like, we're shutting down.
Okay. Well, yeah. What was that? 20 something years?
That was 19. No, 18.
I mean, 18 years is
No. Sorry, that was season 17. 17. Yeah.
Okay, 17 years is really respectful for a show. I may not have really.
Haim Saban enters the picture again. I'm going to buy back my baby because Disney does not want it, so he'll sell it back to me for pennies.
Yeah, why not? And pennies is like that's my favorite thing. So
we're on Nickelodeon now.
Okay,
we're like, all right, I'm going to do this. Power Rangers Samurai, a series that was, and when it was in the Sentai in Japan, very based in Japan, like very much Japan based.
Yeah, you kind of can't do samurai without getting into like.
But Japanese. Like this is super like Japanese culture based.
Yeah.
So this long lost samurai who has like been raised by generations of samurai, Jaden the white man.
Move over, Tom Cruise. There's another Last Samurai.
And he's like recruiting all these samurais from they're fighting a demon. This season sucks. Like it's so bad. This is like everybody could like decently act. They were just like written badly. No one can act anymore. They're hiring just like pretty faces now. Still in New Zealand. And then season 2, this is where we're going in, since everything gets 2 seasons. It's like 1 season of samurai, then super samurai. And we just it's bad. It's so bad, like all the way through. It's terrible.
There's just no American conception of samurai.
Yeah.
Like Americans have a conception of ninja and it's like completely distorted, but like you can play with it. But samurai?
But at the end of Super Samurai, the 2nd season, Jaden has to leave for whatever reason, and his long lost sister Lauren is the Red Ranger, our first female Red Ranger.
Yeah, this supposedly progressive franchise.
They've had like a lot of races and stuff. It's never like
it's diverse.
It's diverse. It's not always like a white guy is the main lead. Sometimes it's like been a black person many times, or like an Indian guy.
Yeah,
it's fairly progressive for like what it is. Next, we got Megaforce. This is an anniversary season. It's about to be 20 years of Power Rangers. And they're like angels, and their power this season. No, sorry, that's Super Megaforce. They're fighting demons again. They're angels. They're fighting demons. Whatever. Everybody, the acting is like mildly improved. Samurai. It's still pretty bad.
Okay, but this is also the Japanese idea of angels and demons.
Yeah. So they're having to really water it down for America.
It's not like Saban was like born again, and then he was like, we need to teach the children about God.
No. They're doing stuff. This season's fine, but they're really pointing toward this legendary battle that's going to happen. Okay. It's at the end of every intro. Like you see a bunch of Rangers in it, a bunch of past Rangers.
I think I've seen this scene where they're all like 17 feet apart on the mountain. Okay, yeah.
And then so that goes into Super Megaforce, which they adapted of a series where they were pirates. They do nothing with this with this theme, but instead it's like a boat ship that flies.
Okay,
but they have their power after this is they can transform into any past team of Rangers. Pretty neat, pretty cool for an anniversary season. Yeah. People don't like this season. I think it's fine for like Power Rangers.
Who doesn't like this season?
They don't like that they don't do much with the swashbuckling theme.
Joe,
these are adults.
Yeah, who's watching the show?
I don't know. Like, I just read things, man.
Like for you, it's a gaffe. Like it's a little joke.
Yeah.
But like,
people take it seriously.
I understand people following like the Ninja Turtles and even the Transformers. I don't understand the Power Rangers, and I don't want to be judgmental here. I just
At the end, legendary battle comes in. We got a lot of Rangers. Tommy's back again.
okay.
TJ's back. A lot of past Rangers.
Yeah.
I say a lot, like 7 that actually show up because it's in New Zealand, and Haim Saban does not pay people to come here to be in this. Yeah. They don't pay. He doesn't pay for their travel.
You can fly over here, and I'll pay you an exposure.
Yeah. And they have all these past teams show up, which stops making sense when you realize that like some of these people have been multiple Rangers, but they're all here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. They beat the demons. Yeah.
So it's literally in that big scene. It will be like Tommy's like
in
cloned.
7 different places,
Okay.
like theoretically. Yeah.
He's just like running between the shots.
And they do this thing where he shows up and he's in his like they like flash their color or whatever, and it's like it shows his white helmet that he was very well known for. But then when he shows up in the legendary battle, he's in this green outfit. Whatever.
Okay.
It's fine. It's Power Rangers. Next season.
And he still has a PhD.
Still has a PhD. Next season, Dino Charge. Back to dinosaurs again. Unremarkable season. They have guns that are their morphers.
Is this the first time they've had guns?
Guns, yes. Like it's an
Okay.
actual like gun, and they shoot it into the air and it morphs them. I don't remember. There's a space pirate whose name is like Sludge or something. They fight. I don't know. I'm very burned out on Power Rangers at this point in my watch. But the interesting about it is at the end, it's dinosaur based. At the end, to undo Sledge's whatever, they have to go back in time and they start an alternate future where dinosaurs still exist.
That seems like a bad idea.
Yep. Don't worry. It's fine.
Okay.
Next up, Ninja Steel. We're back to ninjas.
Dinosaurs, ninjas, something else. That's the pattern here.
Yep,
okay.
Yep. Back to ninjas. I don't like Ninja Steel. I don't like Super Ninja Steel. It's more Power Rangers. This is the last season that Haim Saban has control because Power Rangers is failing again. Guess who buys it?
Disney.
Daddy Hasbro.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, I love Hasbro.
Now,
Do they have a Pinkerton season this
I
time?
wish. That's where the cops come back. Next, we got Beast Morphers. We're in the future. Now we're talking about like the morphing and stuff. Hasbro's really invested in the lore.
We have all this IP. Why is no one doing anything with this IP?
Doesn't matter. Beast Morphers is fine. It's like pretty. It's a step up from like
Okay.
these Neo Saban seasons as they were called. And then we're wrapping up Dino Fury. Now it's like they were dinosaur knights, but they're also aliens. Some of them.
I'm pretty sure you just said that there was a season called Dino
There was.
Fury.
No, that was Dino Charge. Now it's Dino Fury.
Okay.
No, Fury, pretty good season over. I don't really have much to say at this point. It's Power Rangers. Pretty good. Cast is decent. Pink Ranger's getting a lot of like attention where she's like actually a pretty good character overall. And it ends. And then this year, just recently, we got 2 things just recently. I forgot. I skipped the big theatrical release of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's fine. It's actually decent. It's like Breakfast Club, but then they turn into Power Rangers at the end. In between that, we had Once and Always, where a lot of the original cast of Mighty Morphin came back and did a thing. It's fine. It's like nostalgia bait. If you like it, you like it.
Is there a significant amount of nostalgia for literally any other team?
No. It's I
Okay.
mean probably the people that grew up, but like Mighty Morphin is the one that Hasbro, Saban, they always push that one.
Yeah.
And that was like the team that was in the Mighty Morphin theatrical movie in 2017.
Yeah, with
Now-
Elizabeth Banks and Crispy Chris.
Yes.
Okay.
Now the final season so far. This is the final. Like they've said that we're rebooting like fully. We're not going to be like tied to any of this.
Okay.
Bad idea. But and also to go out, we're doing an American only version. We're only using Japanese Zord footage. So American suits, everything. This is Cosmic Fury. Same cast from Dino Fury. It's their 3rd season. And then Amelia, the Pink Ranger, is now the Red Ranger. She is fully the leader of the team.
Nice.
Pretty cool. It's only
Yeah.
10 episodes, but it's like a pretty good season overall. Billy's back again.
Keep getting paid, man.
Significantly older, has had a lot of work done. But overall, Cosmic Fury happens at 10 episodes. Zed's back as the main villain.
Wait, but Billy was old. How does
Don't
that
worry
work?
about it. Don't
Okay.
worry about it. Don't worry about
Do
it.
they even attempt?
No,
You
they don't.
have
They
to
don't.
explain
They
it.
don't.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, none of these kids will know what's going on.
No, they
It's-
don't.
It's
And
fine.
Cosmic Fury ends. And the Red Ranger that was in Dino Fury, his name's like Zaffron or something. He becomes a Morphin Master and he's like ascended beyond. And he's like a god amongst the Power Rangers, and it ends. And that's where
Okay.
we are with Power Rangers. 30 seasons.
Okay. And still going. There'll be a new
Well,
season.
maybe.
We just
We don't
okay.
know what it's going to be after this.
Saban's gonna buy it back. Um
third time, baby.
so a couple follow-up questions. Best Ranger, best season.
Ooh, there's some good. I mean, Mighty Morphin's pretty solid overall. There's not a lot of development. I'm partial to Time Force, like Dino Thunder a lot. SPD's pretty good. That Dino Fury's pretty good. Like for one of those later seasons,
Yeah.
Dino Fury's pretty good. Time Force, Eric as the Quantum Ranger, he's pretty cool. Wes as the Red, like Time Force is pretty solid
Okay.
overall. That's it.
That's the one with where they're cops
Space Cops from the future.
with the dog.
But no, that's SPD.
Okay, never mind. What has been the main thing that has changed from 1994 to 2023?
Characters, there started to be more character development,
Okay.
and then there was less character development than there was even in the early seasons.
Is that because Saban took
That was because
over?
Saban took it back and he was like, I'm going to do what made Mighty Morphin great.
So
Take away anything, like any depth.
so basically Disney tried to
Disney
like,
was trying to like, they were definitely like aiming at an older, like not an older audience, but like preteen,
yeah.
not so much like 8-year-olds. And then Saban was like 4-year-olds.
Okay.
That's the demographic.
So here's what surprises me about this. Not that makes sense. One, this has persisted on TV for so long. That's very
This final
surprising.
season was on Netflix, and it's the first season that
Okay,
was on
okay.
Netflix.
That makes sense because that's how I imagine this will go moving forward. They haven't had a superhero season. I know they're technically like superheroes.
Yeah, but I mean, they're also like adapting, so it's just a matter of if Sentai decides to do
Yeah.
an adaptation. They also have to like avoid crazy ones. There was like one Sentai season where there was like 15 main Rangers.
What's the problem there? Okay. Joe, this is my main question. What important information did you have to excise from your brain to remember all this?
I think you can figure out the back half of this video where I just stopped mentioning anything and I'm just naming the seasons.
It's just, and this isn't really me judging because like their childhood memories I'll never be able to access because I can tell you about like the X-Men in depth. But
What did
like,
I lose?
Yeah, like I guess you can't remember now.
I don't know.
Would you change it though?
Never.
Okay.
Who else can say this that we know?
That we know?
No
Hopefully
one.
no one.
one.
I am sure. Would you go to a con to meet any?
Oh no.
Okay.
No. I'd meet Johnny Young Bosch for different reasons.
Yeah. Would you go to a con to meet Saban and
No.
ask him questions?
No.
Okay. What do you think the future's gonna hold?
And the comics growing strong. They'll probably reboot. Probably be a pretty lackluster received season, and then they'll revert. Like things always happen.
Movie in 10 years?
I'd say 5. They've been trying to get another movie off the ground for a minute.
Yeah.
Just a matter of when.
Okay. And the Mighty Morphin cast again.
Probably.
Okay. Cool. Well, Joe, thank you. Unlike you, I will forget all of this on the drive home, but I do appreciate the knowledge.
What do they say at the end?
I'm not going to forget that they were EMTs, so that is by far the.
What do they say at the they say something like, it's like, may the power be with you or something. It's straight up, may the force be with you. Respect the grid.
Oh yeah, what's the grid?
The morphing grid is what powers them.
It's a place.
No, maybe.
Where's Zordon go? What is he? Who is he?